Gentlemen, let's begin with a brutal truth. If you don't forge your purpose, the world will smother you in mediocrity. And this, the world will do not by force, but by comfort. Because nothing erodes a man faster than softness disguised as self-care. Or as a friend of mine likes calling it quality time. Because you have to remember that Jordan Peterson also tells us in 12 Rules for Life that when a man abandons responsibility, he spirals into chaos. Not because society crushes him, but because he willingly disarms himself. And the men who vanish, they don't fall because they were weak. They fall because they refused to become strong. Discipline is not optional. It is a price of admission into manhood. Greatness doesn't arrive. It isn't gifted. It doesn't drift into your life like a gazelle or like a breeze. Greatness is taken, and it is taken violently through the self-inflicted pressure that crushes every excuse inside you. David Goggins said it in Can't Hurt Me, that the average man is operating at 40% of his capacity because he negotiates with pain, comfort, and emotion. Gentlemen, if you're enjoying this video, take a quick moment to like, subscribe, and share. When you subscribe, you'll always get notified when I drop new content. And when you like and share, you help this channel to grow, and more importantly, you help other men to discover the tools that they need to level up. Remember, when one man rises, we all rise. Now let's get back to the video. This negotiation is the death of masculine potential. If you're still asking yourself, should I rest today? Then understand this. You've already surrendered. Discipline is the scalpel that cuts the tumor of weakness out of your soul. Pick it up or rot where you stand. The first thing we have to appreciate is hunger. The ancient forge of willpower. Why must you fast, for example? Not merely for autophagy or metabolic reset as demonstrated by others before, but because fasting is war. Everybody talks about fasting today. We have our Dr. Lewis Mushile and Dr. David Berg always talking about fasting. You must fast. Fasting is war. It's a controlled confrontation with the animal inside your skull. If you cannot override hunger, gentlemen, you cannot override anything. David Bass tells us in evolutionary psychology that ancestral men who mastered deprivation became leaders, hunters, providers. Those who didn't became dead weight. Modern men numb themselves with snacks, sugar, and screens. They have no edge, no grit, no hunger. They are not lions. They are livestock. But the man who fasts, the man who condenses his eating into one disciplined act per day, like Omad, 1 meal a day, he becomes sovereign over appetite, impulse, and emotion. Lao Tzu wonders in Tao Te Ching that he who has mastered himself is mightier still. So you need to eat for purpose, not for pleasure. Men today eat like toddlers. They are constantly grazing. They want constant dopamine and constant sedation. And the results show this. Global male obesity has tripled since 1975. This is according to the World Health Organization. Weak men eat to feel something. Strong men eat to fuel something. Your meal must be one high protein, must have high protein, it must be nutrient dense, it must have whole and processed food, and you have to remember that ultra processed foods, they hijack your brain's reward system, eroding discipline and self-control. So, gentlemen, your fork is your first battlefield. The second thing you have to look at is lifting, which is the ultimate rebellion against softness. Why should you lift? And we talk about lifting heavy shit. We should lift not for selfies or aesthetics, but for vengeance. Vengeance against entropy. Vengeance against every excuse you've ever made. Vengeance against a world trying to neuter your power. The Babel does not care about your story, your trauma, or your feelings. Every rep builds your inner citadel. Every drop of sweat is a declaration of war. Every session is a contract with the man you are becoming. Skip the gym, and you have just made a down payment on your own weakness. So as the old adage goes, better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. The third thing, gentlemen, that you have to look at is your rest. Rest is a sharpener of blades. So 6 to 8 hours of sleep is not indulgence, it is strategy. In Why We Sleep, Matthew Walker tells us that sleep deprivation, it destroys cognitive focus. It weakens discipline, and it reduces testosterone. It increases impulsivity and also destabilizes mood and decision making. A tired man is a blunt weapon. A well-rested man is a precision instrument. So your mission demands clarity. Sleep like a predator preparing for the hunt. The fourth thing you have to bear in mind is that pleasure can be transmuted into power. Semen retention is not mysticism. It is energetic economics. The same neurochemical energy that you squander on porn on hookups and digital lust is the energy that fuels drive, innovation, and focus. Remember that Nikola Tesla and Isaac Newton were both famously ascetic. Ascetics normally transmute sexual energy into intellect, invention, and obsession. So are you channeling your power or are you spilling it? A man who cannot command his lust cannot command his life. So this is a gauntlet, gentlemen, not a lifestyle tip. These disciplines, they are not hacks. They are gates, tests, and filters. Each one of you asks a single question. Do you deserve the life you claim you want? That's a question you should ask yourself. If you fail, you join the masses. You are slouching, you're snacking, you're scrolling, you're sleeping your lives away. Just like the masses. Master those things I've talked about, and you become focused, become forged, you become relentless, and you become unbreakable. The path is iron. Walk it or vanish. Soft, forgettable, and unremarkable. Is that what you want to be? The choice, as always, is yours. Get unplugged. And I'd like to hear from you. Which discipline are you forging first? Where has comfort sabotaged your mission? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.